Live streaming is on.
Okay, guys, good morning. I hope everyone had a nice weekend. You guys, we're going to work today a little more on decimals and get into percents a little bit. So I covered this a little bit last week. We talked about remainders. And one thing I want to show you is something you can do. So the first problem I'm going to work on, so if we had 16 divided by 4, you're going to know 16 is too big to go into 4. So you're going to put the decimal there. And then what you can do, you can put as many zeros as you want until there isn't a remainder. Okay, so I just put 4 there. And remember, once again, the first thing you want to do is move this decimal up there. Okay, so we know 16 doesn't go into 4, but does 16 go into 40? Yes, it does. It goes 2 times. And if we do 2 times 16, we're going to get 32. That's going to be, and we're going to bring the 0 down. Now, how many times does 16 go into 80? Well, that's 5 times. 5 times 16 is 80. And there we go. So 16 goes into 4.25 times. And these zeros, I mean, you can put, like I said, as many as you need. It doesn't matter. But we only needed actually these 2. Okay. So that's one way when we're doing decimals and division problem. Putting the zeros on the end, it's not going to change anything. Okay. So we're going to use these 2 numbers to kind of work into our percents problems. Okay. So you might see on the test what percent is 16 of 4. Okay, so really all this is a division problem. Okay, and what you're going to do is put 4 over 16, and then you would reduce that. That would be 1/4. Okay, so what we're trying to find, though, is the percent. And the percent always goes over 100. Okay, so there's a couple ways you guys can do this. So you know that 4 times what equals 100? That's going to be 25. And if we multiply the bottom, the denominator, by 25, we have to multiply the numerator. That's going to be 25 too. So it's 25 over 100, which would be 25%. That's one way of doing it. And the other way, you guys, is exactly that problem I just told you. If you have 4 over 16, we're going to divide 16 into 4 to get the percent. And remember, we get the 0 here. We want to move that up. And you get 2. That's 32. 8. Bring the 0 down. So it's 25%. Okay. So there's, like I said, there's 2 ways to do it. Either way, we got 25%. And that would be, so 16, what percent is 16 of 4? It's 25%. Okay, let's do another one here. And we'll say what percent Here, let me get rid of this. What percent is 10 of 2? Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. It's going to be 2 over 10. And that is reduced is 1/5. So we can do a couple things here, you guys. Just the exact same thing. Because we're trying to get to 100%. So 5 times what equals 100? That would be 20. So if we multiply the bottom times 20, we have to multiply the top times 20. And 1 times 20 is 20. Okay. And that would be 20%. Or we can do the same thing we did before. It's 2 over 10. And we're going to divide 10 into 2.0. So this one, 10 goes into 20 2 times. And that would just be 20%. So either way, if you want to just use the top method, which we'll call A or B, you can always divide. But remember, sometimes if you have a number like 20 and it goes even, 5 times 20 is going to be 100, and we just multiply. If we multiply the bottom times 20, we're going to multiply the top times 20. Okay, let's do one more. Okay, we'll say what? What percent is 12 of 4? Okay. So this is going to be 4 over 12, which if we reduce it, it's going to be 1 over 3. So 3 times what equals 100? And you guys, this one, it's going to be 33.3, because that's going to get 99.99, which is really close to 100. For all intents and purposes, that's going to be 100. So the top then is 33.3. That's a third. 33 1/3%. So it'd be 33.3%. And if we're going to do the division here, it would be 12 into 4. We get these zeros here. We know 12 doesn't go into 4, but it goes into 43 times. Remember, move this decimal up. That's 36. And then it's going to be 40. And it's going to be 3. Then it's going to be, so it'd be 33.3%. And that's going to keep repeating. But for all intents and purposes, it's going to be 33.3%. Okay. So remember, you guys, there are 2 ways you can do it. You can always do the division where you divide, we'll use 16 and 4 again. We divide this number into that number. Or this, if we were to use this fraction, it would be 1/4. And we're going to be, okay, over 100. That's 25. And that's 25. So you can either do the actual straight division, or if you know your factors, you can realize, okay, 4 times what number equals 100. Because remember, you're always trying to get a percent over 100. Okay, so whichever way works for you guys would be the best way to do it. And at first, you might want to do both. That way, you can always check your answer and make sure you're doing it right. And moving forward, then you're going to find whichever one you're more comfortable with. If you kind of maybe struggle a little bit with division, then maybe this B might be a little bit easier. Or if division comes really natural for you, then you can always do the division problem. Okay, so I will go ahead and post some practice, and you can work on this a little bit more. I will be sending out the science link here shortly, and we'll do social studies after that. So have a wonderful Monday, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.